Hi YouTubers, I am back and it is another day. So far we have been doing this for 2 days and today it is March 26th. It is Sunday and it is almost 3 o'clock. So today, as I posted on my community tab yesterday, I did record the video parts and I knew I was going to have to record this part probably today, where I go ahead paint the Mod Podge over it and put it in the oven. And then while it's going to be in the oven, we can go ahead make the cherries, and then I'll show y'all our inventory real quick, because I realized I have to Mod Podge it first before putting the cherries on there. So this is the Mod Podge we're going to be using. As I stated yesterday, I'm going to put all the videos out today. Hopefully they should be out today for sure. I'm pretty sure I'm going to come up with a time. It's my water bottle. Got Deku on it. I used that to pour some of the water in the cup. A little ASMR, listen. Here we go. Although I'm not really painting in this portion, I'm still going to have to go back with whatever brush I choose. And basically, what I'm going to have to do is dip it in water and bring the brush back to life. Okay. I've decided I'm going to use this one. This one right here. It's the brush. I'm still going to use the brush that came with the acrylics. Okay. Now, with this Mod Podge. Okay. When you're using Mod Podge, if I had thought about it, I would have kept the palette, but if you don't have a palette, just use a piece of, I would say a piece of paper. If you got notebook paper, I would say fold it over twice for it. If you're using something kind of like cardboard, like this, you can just pour the Mod Podge on there. Pour as much as you think you need. Now, sometimes with the Mod Podge, you're gonna have to close the top, like so, and gonna have to shake it a little bit, a few times. I don't really know how many times I usually shake it, but I just shake it a few times. So a few times should be enough, and it should come out like so. Okay, one more, and voila. Mod Podge looks like this. It usually kind of looks like Elmer's glue, and I'm going to be putting this on top of this, so that way I can just Mod Podge as I please. It's in front of me. I want to make sure that the brush is wet. The water is kind of like behind Splissy. Okay, so what you're gonna do is you're gonna take some Mod Podge. Take a little at a time, and then you're gonna take your Sculptor. You can either pick it up, or you can leave it on something standing for a while, but majority of this I'm gonna be picking up because I don't really have too much of a sturdy stand. But I'm gonna show y'all a little, and you just paint it on there, and you use a thin cloth. Now make sure when you're painting it, make sure that everything is dry, okay, so you can get the best result. Because it will be better for everything to be dry, and make sure that everything is covered before you get to this point, and make sure that you're fine with how your product looks, because once it's in that oven, it's not gonna be, you can't really change the outcome of how it looks. I'm gonna get a little bit of the feet. I'm gonna get under it, which is why I said you probably may need to flip it. Like, now when you go under, even if you stand it up, you're gonna have to flip it, because you have to put Mod Podge on all the angles of it. I'm just painting this for right now, so y'all can kind of like see what I'm doing. I'm getting a little at a time, and like I said, you have to put like a thin coat. This will help it dry faster as it's in the oven, because if you put a whole lot of it, it's gonna take a lot more time. So yeah, this will help it dry faster, and we're just gonna be painting Mod Podge all over it. And it basically preserves the design and prevents it from having any cracks in it and any damage to it, so that way your artwork can be preserved. So that's why they say, like, when you're making clay, you need to get Mod Podge. But Mod Podge doesn't just work for clay, it also works for tape projects too. There's actually an artist in my library who has a YouTube channel that I will link below after this video, that also uses Mod Podge and makes masking tape treasures using that. And he actually also gives a class on how to make masking tape treasures. I have one of the masking tape treasures. I used to do it all the time when I was a kid. Like, you could make all kinds of stuff. Like, you could make butterflies. Like, you could make dinosaurs. You could make roses. And you could make a whole bunch of different animals. And he would have classes on it, and I would come participate every day, because I genuinely enjoyed it. I lost one of them. Well, two of them, unfortunately, because I remember I used to make a butterfly, and I made a bear. But I started back trying my best to make it to the masking tape treasures. I have one of them that I made recently, last year. If I'm not mistaken, it was last year. And I made a pink dolphin. I'm gonna have to show y'all after this video. I know that it looks really white and it looks like glue, but trust me, it's gonna dry just fine. It's not gonna erase anything you did. It's more of, it's gonna preserve it. Because I know it looks like it's just glue and it ain't no difference, but trust me, it's a difference. Do not try this with regular glue, you guys. Do not. It's not gonna give you the outcome that you need, trust me. And you want to make sure you paint this around the glass eye, not on the glass eye. This is probably where I'm gonna have to pick it up, but y'all can see and kind of get the gist of what I'm doing. Sometimes you may need to get a little bit more Mod Podge than what you put on there, and if so, then that's fine. But always remember, make sure that you all paint little by little. Little goes a long way with Mod Podge. I'm telling y'all, it really does. I almost picked it up, but then I was like, I'm gonna go ahead and paint the little front side. I'm telling y'all, it makes a big difference. So me getting Mod Podge was actually inspired by that masking tape artist, and his name is James. So he's the one who kind of inspired me to kind of like get Mod Podge and try it. Although I haven't tried making a masking tape treasure of my own, because I'm used to trying to do them, because I'm kind of used to doing it at the library. But he kind of inspired me to like get Mod Podge, and I got inspired to actually make clay again for one of the first times I used Mod Podge. I have it right here. I'll show y'all real quick. I used adhesive putty, and I made a little cross, right here. I used adhesive putty, and then I painted nail polish over it. I used silver and blue, and then I painted the Mod Podge over it. I was trying to make a necklace, but as you can see with the hole, that idea didn't last long, so I just kept it like a statue. Yeah, that's one of the first projects where I used it. And then that's when I decided, you know what, I want to try clay. And I used to do clay when I was younger too. So that kind of brings me back a little bit. Sometimes, you know, like in art class, like they'd have like clay. Alright, you guys, I'm finna flip it over to finna go ahead and do the other side. I said Splitsy, there's a chance that Splissy's gonna be flipped over so many times in this video, but I wanted to show y'all the gist. Okay. And usually when I do this, I like to do this like light, like maybe like once or twice. But you don't need no more than that, because the putty's gonna do, the Mod Podge is gonna do his job, and it's gonna cover those layers for you, so that way while it's baking in the oven, it can preserve your clay and make your clay art stick and keep its place. It won't break or crack or anything. So keep in mind, when you're doing stuff like this, you have to have Mod Podge. Now, like I said in one of my videos, if you're using mink powder, they said you have to have an adhesive spray with the clay. I'm not for sure if you could still put that in the oven, but I'm pretty sure you're still going to have to put it in the oven, because that's the only way that the clay is really going to really preserve itself and take form. Unless you're getting air dry clay. Now, if you get air dry clay, that's clay that can air dry. You don't have to put that kind of clay in the oven. But other than that, majority of clay, I'm pretty sure you have to put in the oven. Like I said, try not to get the Mod Podge on the eye. You just want to get it on the clay. Like I said, you have to do all angles. Don't leave nothing behind, because it will crack, and you don't want it to crack. That's why I said I believe in going over it at least 2 times, just to make sure that everything has been covered. But yeah, them a few art tips and a little story to share. I will be definitely linking his YouTube channel below. He also sells his masking tape designs as well, so I will also be sure to link his website down below. I think you guys should really check him out. He's really good at what he does. I don't know why I didn't say his name at the beginning, You know how sometimes you're focused on doing something that you have to sometimes remember the names, because sometimes you can easily forget. No. No, it's polishing. This with glitter is something else though. Let me tell you from what I'm learning. Because with this, it kind of makes me need more Mod Podge. Really, depending on how much you do clay projects, I would suggest y'all buy a big thing of Mod Podge. Me, I don't really do too many of them, so that's why I kind of got a little thing of Mod Podge. And this Mod Podge, believe it or not, I bought it from Dollar Tree. I bought this little thing of Mod Podge from Dollar Tree. Alright, we're going back with the second coat, and then I'm gonna instruct and show y'all how to put this in the oven, which I also watched a video prior to before just to make sure that I was doing it right. Even though I already, like I said with the cross, did the same way, I still want to make sure, just because this is a different clay that I'm using and I'm not actually using putty. So I just wanted to double check. So I'm finna paint this side again with the Mod Podge. And then we're gonna go back to the other side. And then we are going to put this in the oven. And then we're going to take it from there. But I say, like, do it light. Okay. And I also looked up this glass eye. The glass eye, this glass eye that I bought, yes, you can put it in the oven with the clay. But I also feel like it's important to inform you guys that when I looked on there, they said any hotter than 275 degrees Fahrenheit, which is the kind of clay I gotta put on 275 degrees Fahrenheit, or higher than 30 minutes, they say that you may want to put some resin on the back of your eye to preserve it, because that's a lot of heat. So I felt that that was really important to tell you guys if you guys are considering buying these glass eyes. I'm not gonna lie, afterwards, like before this video, I was looking at the different kind of glass eyes just to see what kinds they had, because I may try to do this again, but I'm gonna be making a different one this time. I also checked the poll as well, and I think I'm gonna start doing like poll votes, you know, to try to keep things engaging. I like to try to keep things engaging on the channel a lot, and I'm still trying to figure out this new YouTube stuff that they had, that I had found out about. Because I had found out about it and I was like, I'm gonna try it. But yeah, I'm also watching because I cannot wait to see how the poll finna be. I cannot wait to see y'all guesses. To see some more y'all guesses. Like, it made me happy to see that y'all are liking the poll and engaging with the poll. And it kind of gives me a step of what I need to do for future references when I'm making these kinds of videos, or when I'm making videos in general. So thank you guys for voting on the poll it really means a lot to me, and it's kind of like helping me with what ways can I keep the channel more engaged, especially on the community tab. So I'd like to say thank you for those who voted on the poll. Like, I really appreciate it. Okay. For the underbelly. And then in the oven, this little guy goes. Okay. Take your brush, swish it in the water, and you let it sit in the water for a little minute, and it should be back to normal. Now, we are going to be going to the kitchen. See, he's all covered in Mod Podge. Sorry if it looks a little dark. It's gonna be some light soon so I can give a better view. Hold on. Come back to tablet on my tablet. Okay, we are in the kitchen. This is the front, and then this is the back. He's got them all covered. Okay, moving on again. Just exploring today. Okay. So my instructions with the polymer clay was first with the oven. Okay. We are going to set the oven to 274 degrees prior to before. So there we go. Can y'all see that? I can see that. But it's 275 degrees. Hopefully y'all can see that. Okay, and then next is you need baking paper or aluminum foil. What I got right here is Ronald's Kitchen. I'm trying to see, because I want y'all to see the brand of paper. This paper is already here, by the way. Okay. Can y'all see the paper? Okay, there we go. It's Ronald's Kitchen freezer paper. This is a good paper to use for like baking paper. So make sure you have baking paper or aluminum foil. They're going to be important to put down when you're baking it. And they said also there's two kinds of pans you could use. You could use metal or glass like pans to put it in to bake. And I'm going to show you. I'm going to be using this. This is a metal pan. Okay. Now, splits here. I'm going to hold them right here. It kind of dries up kind of quick too. Because it kind of dried up on my hand. But this was supposed to do. So that's normal. Okay, so I'm going to take some of this paper, some scissors. Got some scissors right here. Okay. And Gonna roll the paper out. I'm gonna need about like this much, so we're gonna cut it. Ooh, the paper just fell. Yeah. Also, make sure when you're getting paper, like freezer paper is plastic coated, but make sure when you're getting freezer paper, okay, make sure when you get the freezer paper, make sure that it's for arts and crafts approved, because when I looked on this paper, it said arts and crafts, so it's very much arts and craft approved, just to let y'all know that. Because some of them are and some of them are not. So make sure that it's art crafts approved. Okay. This plastic bottom. Let's see if I can show y'all on the pan real quick. The plastic bottom. You flip the plastic. It feels real plastic, kind of like smooth. You put that on the bottom of the pan, and then you put your sculpture on top of it. You see where I'm going with this? Okay. And once you got that, what you're gonna do now is you're gonna wait until your oven light is on. I'm trying to show you. You see how the oven light is on? They say it's better for the oven light to be on. And I'm going to get my phone. For this clay, it can bake from 20 to 30 minutes. Like I said, no longer, because you're going to burn it, and you're going to risk, not only that, you're going to risk affecting the glass eyes. So, but each clay has its own different oven time and has its own different sit-in time. But for the clay I'm using, it's 275 degrees Fahrenheit. Okay, Fahrenheit. And it's, hold on, I'm trying to get to the, okay, I'm gonna say 20, let's say 25 minutes. Okay, but for my clay that I'm using, it specifically said 275 degrees Fahrenheit in 20 to 30 minutes. Not longer than that, but I'm gonna say minus 25 because it's kind of already drying. Okay, you're gonna take it and you're gonna put it in the oven. Okay, there's a good chance this Blissy's gonna flip over, but if he does, and he just does, because at the end of the day, he's gonna get glued on there. He's gonna get glued on it anyway. Hopefully he stays like that. And yeah, he's in the oven. Yeah, I got chilling. Okay, once you do that, make sure you close the oven gently. Okay, and like I said, I got my timer for 25 minutes, and I'm gonna press start. And then I'm gonna put the freezer paper back in its box. Okay, so after 25 minutes, it should be good to go. I knew he was gonna fall over. Pardon me, said he was gonna fall over. Hold on, you guys, hold on. The little paper fell over with him. We do not need that paper to fall over with him. We do not. The paper fell over with him. Just if the paper fell over with him. His little foot kind of broke. Okay, let me try. Let me try this. Okay, I'm gonna put the plastic side up. We're gonna try to put the plastic one up and then put the paper down at the bottom and see how that does. So I basically just put the plastic side on the front. Just put the plastic side on the front and then put the paper side on the bottom and see how that does. I'm gonna try to see if I can get him standing. But once again, it's not a guarantee that he's gonna still be standing. Because I did kind of put 3 ice cream scoops on him, and it might be kind of heavy for him, you know. Might be real heavy. Okay. 75. Yep. I'm gonna probably check in every few minutes just in case. Okay. Now that that is settled, let us begin the cherries. I'm not gonna lie, I'm excited. I was nervous for this, but I'm pretty sure it's gonna work out. Now, first, I thought about I should charge the glue gun. Ahead of time. Is because we're going to be gluing the stems. I'm going to be gluing the cherries on top of it once it's done. But I guess while we're ready on that, I'm gonna just use this long leftover piece, so it's always good to keep leftovers. I'll show y'all my art inventory real quick. So come on, let's go exploring. I'm excited because I've been wanting to make an art inventory video for a good while, you guys. Show y'all what new mediums and stuff I got. Okay, so you see this little nook? This is where I keep my art supplies. Okay, so we're gonna start by what's obvious first. Okay, this is my art bag. When I used to take my sketchbook with me at times in this bag, as well as paint and paintbrushes. And this is just my little little satchel bag. I actually got it at the thrift store. That's the funny part. My sister spotted it and I was like, that's perfect. I can travel with my art with this. Like if I'm going to the library or something and I want to draw and I want to take paint and a whole bunch of other my art mediums with me, this is what I take with me. Okay, this is the front and this is the back. As you can see, it's got the little hook. It's got a long strap. It's got a back here. See, it got a little pocket. And then when you open this, just opened it. It got a lot of pockets for pencils. And it got another pocket right here. It's got another pocket right here. It's got another pocket behind this pocket right here. So it's very much handy. And you got a pocket on the side. You got another pocket on the side. These are actually my old acrylic paints. They're the first paint that I used, and I rediscovered it when I opened this and actually cleaned it out the first time. I don't know if these are still good, but I found out you can bring them back to life, so I still keep them. But just in case, I got some new acrylics. Y'all see in my video. Okay. And now we're going back to exploring. This is my painting shirt. I spilled paint on this and my grandma gave me the shirt. And it's a really nice shirt, so I usually wear this like if I'm painting. So if any paint spill on it, this would be like my nice little painting shirt. Okay, so going top to bottom. These are just bubbles. They're not really a part of this area, but I put them in there because I'm going to use them to make real bubbles. To paint real bubbles. Excuse me. This is kind of backwards, but this is my watercoloring kit. It's kind of backwards right now if I set it up. Watercolor ink kit. It comes with a water brush, and it comes with some more colors. Let me show y'all real quick, because it's kind of backwards. It came with a little canvas I haven't used yet. It came with a tutorial, like a project guide on how to use the watercolor brush, and it did in the project that I could use. The little project that I can do, which I may think about doing in this video. These are the watercolor inks. You get red, blue, get this silver glitter, and we get this nice yellow. It looks kind of orange. And this is the water brush, and this is the little palette. I got this from the thrift store for $6 at Bargain. And I just started using it. Let's see, what's the timer? 15 minutes. Okay, I'm gonna check it about like 13. Okay. And then this is an easel. I got this at scoot back a little bit so y'all can see. Ooh. Okay, this is an easel. I got it at Ross. It's an adjustable easel. These sides are to adjust the back of these how far I want to be, and this thing at the top is kind of like to hold the painting, the canvas, or the sketchbook that you're drawing on in place. I had a whole drawing kit, and the easel was one of them. How did it, Ross? Okay. First, I got this drawer. It's a set. So I want to put my art stuff. I had my art stuff organized. This is for the drawing. I'm checking the timer. This is drawing. This is for drawing. It's Leonardo. So I love Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. And this is what one of the things came in my art book, a sketchbook. And I want to start using this sketchbook for perspective drawings. This is my drawing materials. I have a lot of drawing materials that unfortunately I cannot go through in this video, but this is where I keep my drawing materials in a coloring box. And then of course this is where I keep my my TMNT pencils. I got this at the store as well. And then also where I keep my pens and my my few color pencils that I actually have that my art teacher gave me. I'll show y'all those real quick. So I have some time to show y'all what those color pencils are, but I plan on getting some more, so I'm gonna need some more. But these are the art color pencils I got, and the brand is Faber-Castell. I don't know if y'all heard that brand, but I'm gonna show y'all just a snippet of it. I don't know if y'all can see it. My art teacher in high school, he let me have them, so I kept them ever since, and I still am keeping them. And then I'm gonna go check. Oh, this is one of his cards, the masking tape treasure artist. I told y'all about James. This is one of his cards. I kept it in here. Like I said, I'll link everything down below in the description. These are the microline pens. These are pens that I use to help me with my art signatures. And then this is just a little cute mannequin to help me with the poses of my drawing that I'm struggling with. See, it moves in different directions, and it moves in different poses that you need it to. Probably not as strong movement, but it's still enough good movement for me to help me draw my poses. Okay, this is one of the inks. This is Indian ink, Indian black ink. And then this right here is workable fixative. You spray this on pastel, charcoal, and pencil drawings, and it'll preserve it for you, so that way it won't mess up. Now, we're gonna come back, of course, but right now, we need to check and see how our little guy Splitsy is doing. It is past 13 minutes. It's 10 minutes. My guy should be fine though. But you know me, I gotta check. And he fell. The minute I checked, he fell. Hold on, you guys. I'm just checking on him. See how he's doing in his little baking process. Yeah, it seems like it's a better idea. So I put the plastic side up. Okay, so guys, what I'm gonna tell y'all is put the plastic side of the freezer paper or baking paper up, then on the bottom, because that seems like it's a more better idea, because it worked better than doing it on the paper. And I'm gonna show y'all why once he dries. So far, he's actually doing good despite him flipping over on the other side. The glass eye is okay. So that's good. That makes me feel good, cause when I heard that, cause when I was looking for glass eyes, believe it or not, they said there are some that are not heat proof, and I was like, oh, but it's not a problem with these eyes, so you guys don't have to worry if you order eyes from her. They are, so don't worry. But I was just saying, I was kind of worried and stressed about that when I first came up with this idea. But it seems like Splincy is doing fine. So I'ma just let my guy bake here. Yeah, I'm gonna let my guy bake here. And if he wants to be flipped over and be baked, hey, by all means, flip over and be baked. Because it's, like I said, it's not gonna affect anything. Because he's gonna be glued down to the bottom of his candy roll anyway, so. But I just wanted to check and make sure that he's okay. I hate that I don't have enough time to go over all of my drawing materials. He's got 8 minutes left. But he's fine. He is okay. And his eyes are still the same. I got some Mod Podge on one of his eyes, but other than that, looks okay. I think I probably will see about going over it with clear, possibly, but it seems like it's fine. But yeah, this is the drawing. You know what? We have 8 minutes. I'm gonna have time to go through. I think I'm gonna have time to go through this drawing materials box. Okay, and I'm gonna explain the materials to y'all. Okay. This is Conte. This is kind of like, I would say it's kind of like a crayon and chalk. But it's a nice medium to work with, and it's one of my favorite mediums. It's a medium that's good to blend with, especially if you're like doing black and white. It's a good medium to blend with. And it is good on mixed media paper, and well, I know that it's good on black paper. It's really good on black paper, not mixed media paper. And I know that it's also good with toned paper, because that's what I used them for in art class. Mixed paper and toned paper. Mixed paper and toned paper works good with Conte. I highly recommend it. And then we got the hard charcoal pencils. You see the labeling. Make sure to label your art supplies. It really helps y'all remember. I have not used this, but this will help you with like sketching. And it came with the kit I got at Ross, the little art kit. I'm gonna have to show y'all a picture if I still have the picture. But it came with the art kit, but it's very much good with sketching. I haven't tried those out yet. And there's different ones, like there's soft, there's medium, and there's hard. I got compressed graphite. Now this didn't come with the kit, but this is good on mixed media paper. And it is also good on, but I'm gonna say it's good on mixed medium paper, because I have not tried it on regular paper, but it's good on mixed media paper. And it's also good on another paper. Hold on, I'm gonna look behind you real quick, because I got a lot of paper behind here. Believe it or not. That's right. Okay. The graphite is good on mixed media paper and print making paper. It's good on those. I remember I used it during my semester when I was taking art class. One of the things. These are sketch sticks. I honestly don't know too much about these, but I hear that they are really good with sketching, and they are really good with perspective drawing, and they are really good with getting the details of your drawing that you're trying to get and make out. This is just charcoal stuff, but we're gonna open up and talk about it. That I put like charcoal sticks because they are, but they are different ones. So we're gonna talk about them. Let's dive into it. I know they kind of sound like glass. These are charcoal sticks. They are very much good for blending, and I would say they are darker than the graphite. And just like what I said for the graphite, you can use for mixed media paper and printmaking paper. And then we got the charcoal willow sticks. I hear that they're also really good with blending and really good with perspective drawings, but I have not used those yet. And then everything else that's in here, they're basically all charcoal sticks, and they basically kind of do the same thing as the compressed compressed charcoal. It's just they're bigger. And you know, I always like stock up on some of my art stuff just in case I may need some more. And then we got the woodless graphite pencils. Now these pencils, y'all hear that? These pencils are glass, okay? You have to be fragile with these pencils. I have not used these yet, but I have heard good things about these for perspective drawing, and that it helps a lot with the shadowing. Majority of the stuff I showed y'all, like this came in the sketch kit. The charcoal sticks came in the sketch kit. The charcoal pencils came in the sketch kit. The sketch sticks came in the sketch kit. They are really good for perspective drawing and shading. I had the label on this, but it came off. This is a blending stamp. This is really good. It blends without you always having to use your finger all the time. Blend your sketches out. It blends areas you need to blend, and you use it like this, kind of like how you would use a pencil. It's really good, and I recommend it to artists because I've been blending with my finger for a long time, and sometimes I still do. And sometimes I have to remember with this blending stamp. This is a neat eraser. It kind of erases the little like if you draw light, kind of erases it a little bit to kind of help you like start over if you realize there's a detail or something you missed. This is good to have. This is just like an artist eraser. I already have 2 of them, but they gave me an extra one in my kit, so they also gave me a pencil sharpener. Okay, let's see. This is a sandpaper block. This sandpaper block, it helps sharpen your pencils, basically. From my knowledge. These right here are sketch pencils, but they have different tones depending on how dark and how lighter you're shading. I have not used these yet, but that's what they are. They're sketch pencils. I hear that sketch pencils are kind of different from regular pencils, but I've been using them for so long that I'm gonna have to see different for myself, because to me it seems like a regular pencil. I'm not gonna lie. And these are just graphite pencils. They work the same as graphite, but like if you're gonna draw something with a pencil, want to draw with graphite, you can use these graphite pencils. And that is it for exploring the drawing kit. Some of these things I have not tried yet. Okay. Some of these things I have not tried yet, like I said, and I'm still exploring. Okay. Right now, I'm finna go get Splitsy, because my timer just went off for 25 minutes. You cannot leave it no longer. I would not recommend doing that. And then we're going to be going over the painting tool. It's long. And also one more drawing tool that I got to show y'all. Like I said, majority of tools that came with the sketchbook, as well as the easel, are the ones that I hear are really good with perspective drawing, as far as like you learning how to draw in black and white. And what I mean by perspective drawing, like if you're drawing someone, oof, you can feel the stain. As far as you're drawing someone from a different side or a different angle. Like on my Splitsy is really hot right now. He's really hot to touch. But see him over there? You see how the eye isn't affected or anything, and see how he's still sanding, shining, glossing. I would flip the paper over, but he's not dry yet. When I say he's really hot to touch, like really hot, like I'm touching him with my nails. You see my nails? That's how hot he is. Ooh. See this eye? Yeah, I may not can tell, but it's not really a big deal. But some of it got on his eye. Just if I could take it off though. So far he tried really well. Like, really, really well. Some of the glitter vanished a little as he was drying. But it's okay, because you can still see some of the aspects of glitter. But maybe like once he cools down, it'll probably show again. But yeah. So, speaking of, moving on to the next step, make sure you cut your oven off, people. Cut the oven off. Okay. In this video, I was also told something else. Not finna say it yet, and I'm finna tell y'all. Like I said, the video is gonna be linked in the description, because it helps a lot. Okay. Get a towel you're not using. Okay. I'm trying to see if I can show you what I'm doing. So y'all can. Okay, this is the best we can get. Okay, I may move him a little, like just a little, but not with my hands. Okay, he's the type to lay flat, and that's fine. You can lay flat. Then I take the time, and I'm gonna put it over. Okay. Well, we rephrase that. I have to remember the video. It's not as hot as I can touch it now, but at first it was, like when I say hot, really hot. I would not recommend touching them with your hands. If you get long nails, I say nails. Okay. You take your art sculpture, you put it on top of the towel. Like so, I was gonna put them over, but I just remember you put it on top of the towel. Put it on top of the towel. And then you flip the towel over it. I'm going to flip it over again because it's really long. And then you just leave it where it is. And you just let it cool down. Okay? So while he's cooling down, I'm going to explain to you about some more of these tools in my art inventory. Like when I tell y'all I update this art inventory, I really updated it. I went out there to explore new art mediums. Some of them I can't really tell you a lot about because I'm still learning about them, but they are very much interesting. Okay, so this next one, sometimes I forget what it's called. I don't know why I keep on forgetting what it's called, but it's basically, be careful when you use this, okay? Because this shit's sharp. Basically has a cover. This is my first one. I have a second one, but I just want the blades, but it came with the second one, and it looks like this. So some of them may look like this. It's where you put the blade in. And then mine looks like this. This is mine. Oh, it has a blade in there. This is basically used to cut through construction paper, or to, it's basically, what I use it for is to basically cut through construction paper and cut me out some little pieces that I need to make it so much easier to cut. Because basically what you're doing with this blade is you're tracing over the outline and shape of what you want it to come out as, and it makes it easier to where it can actually come out the construction paper without you having to use scissors. And then these are the different kinds of blades, because I wanted to refill on blades just in case, you know, the blade can get rusty. Sometimes blades can get rusty, or you may want to have a different outcome of shape. That's what the different blades are for. It's also a part of my drawing kit, but I keep forgetting what it is called. I remember now. I don't know why, but I tend to forget. This, ladies and gentlemen, is an X-Acto knife. That's what it is called, an X-Acto knife. I knew I was gonna remember it, but I didn't know when I was gonna remember it. Yeah, put mine in a coloring box. And that is all the art stuff I have. Maybe one day when I get advanced with these new drawing materials and practice with them, I will be able to tell you guys what some of them actually really do. But I hear that they are amazing in like perspective drawings, like if you're drawing the human head from different sides or different angles, or if you're drawing poses from different sides and different angles, I hear they are amazing at that. Now we're going to the painting. This video's an hour long, but this stuff isn't going to take long, so this may probably be the longest one. Okay. These are it's basically construction paper. It's nothing real fancy to it. Yes. It's just construction paper. That's I don't know why I wrote that up. But yeah, basically construction paper, colorful white construction paper, black construction paper. Now, this white one, I had got some from my art teacher in college, which he's an artist. He has an Instagram page. I'm going to probably link that to you guys when I find it, because I keep on forgetting. As well as this black paper, got from my art teacher as well. So, yeah, this is just construction paper. That's all it is. It's really just construction paper. Okay. This is a sketchbook like I said, I got a lot of sketchbooks. This is one of my sketchbooks. I put it in my paint area. This sketchbook is acid free. My friend got it for me, and it's got a really nice kind of like smooth but yet kind of bristle like surface amount of pages, which is good for like ink drawings and watercolor and acrylic paints, as well as oil paints. So that's what this sketchbook is for. And I did my first painting, which I will post on my art page. I don't know when I'm gonna post it, but I will also link my art page down below. So basket tape trace will be linked down below. The video for how to bake the Polymer Clay will be down below, and my art page link will be down below. So yeah, stay tuned for that, and view some other art while you guys are at it that I have done. And this is Bristol paper. I had to use this for painting class. It's basically like smooth paper, and it's basically paper to paint on. And we use this to paint our ideas. What we're gonna do before we paint them on big canvases. But that's what this basically is. And I know y'all seen these before. If y'all watch my art shorts, these are paintbrushes. I have a lot of different paintbrushes. I think I still have the first paintbrushes that I started with before I kind of evolved up to different paintbrushes, but I love these paintbrushes, like Art Brush Tower. These are some good paintbrushes in my opinion. I recommend artists try these. These are some good paintbrushes. They're really nice, and they're really soft, and they really have a nice soft tip to start with when you're painting. Time to bring out the art. Time to bring out the painting drawer. Like when I tell y'all I had to separate my art stuff and put them in drawers. Like when I actually got these drawers at the thrift store, and also got the coloring boxes at the thrift store as well, it made me feel so much more better, so much more fulfilled in organizing my art stuff. And like it just made me happy. Ooh. The painting one is kind of heavy, I'm not gonna cap. This one actually belongs in the drawing. I don't know why I put it in the art color. So let's introduce this one real quick before we get into the others. Okay, this is the box, ladies and gentlemen. This is, I'll take them out for you. This is a glass pen, ladies and gentlemen. This is good for like ink pen art, and it helps you with little details that you need, that you want in your art piece. As well as this is good for calligraphy as well. If you're into writing letters, this is very much good at that. But yeah, this is the glass pen. I would say when you're drawing this, be careful not to draw too hard, and don't do big drawings with this little glass pen. If you do, I suggest you get the big glass pens to do big drawings. Do not try a big drawing with this glass pen. This is not the original glass pen. I had broke it and I was trying to do an ink drawing for one of my art classes that I've been taking in college, and I had to get a new one. So yeah, that's what this ink pen is good for, and I love using this glass pen. It's just so nice to use, and it makes me so happy. It's one of my favorite things to use when it comes to ink. And then this is just a stand. This how you know this ain't the original one, because originally it had blue flowers in it, but I ended up going with a blue glitter so that we can still match the blue, but just something different. This is basically what you put your ink on. Like you put your, this is what you lay your glass pen on while you're dipping your ink in the pen, or if you just want to sit it down and stand it up. This is the glass pen ink. It's blue with the little gold glitter in it. You probably can't tell looking at it, but it's blue and it got gold glitter in it. I know because I've used it. And it's also good with the black Indian ink that I showed y'all. It's also good with that as well. And let me put the top on there. Keep the top. It saves the glass pen because the glass pen got a sharp end. And you want to make sure that it doesn't break because this is made of real glass. Okay. Let me go ahead and put that in my drawing real quick. Sometimes I do may get my art stuff mixed up in a rush. This is a palette where you put your paint on. In the video, remember I tell y'all I keep plastic cups from the art teacher classroom? Yeah, this is basically all the plastic cups I keep. I have about like 4 or 5 of these. These are watercolor pencils. They're like color pencils, but the difference between these, which is why I put them over here in the paint area, because I debate on whether I put it in paint or drawing, but I put them in the paint area. Sometimes I like to mostly use them to paint. You can color with the watercolor pencil and then put water on top of it to blend it to make it lighter or darker, or you can dip the color pencil in water and like kind of color with it to give it that watercolor effect that you want. It sounds like I'm making darker and lighter, and I just think that's so cool. And I got this at the thrift store. I think it's for $5 or $6, but yeah, it's called Artalicious. I recommend this for anybody who likes color pencils like me. It's one of my favorite art mediums, as well as ink and Conte and graphite and charcoal. Recommend this to anybody. Watercolor Artalicious. They are really good. This is just a little art kit. I just put it in there. It's not really a part of it. This is where I keep my acrylics. Y'all seen the brushes and the acrylic paints, the new acrylics. I got them in different colors, but I'm not going to show all the colors, but just know that this is acrylic paint. Okay. This is gouache and oil paint. Now y'all get to see some of my old brushes that I used to use before I evolved. Yeah, let's talk about it. Okay. Before I was taking art class and I started painting, because I started using painting as something therapeutic, and I ended up falling in love with painting too. So yeah, these are the brushes I used before. Like I said, they're like cheap, but they still work like good. Like they don't work bad. All they need is a little water and they come back to life. Hold on, let me hold these ends. You see their glitter brushes. So these are like the first paint brushes I used. And then as I started taking art classes, like taking art as in a major in college, and I needed art brushes, I went and bought some art brushes. Like I told you, I have a lot of them. This is the Artist Loft brushes. They are different sizes. I'm not gonna read all the sizes, but yeah, that's what basically these brushes are, and I got them from Michael's. And then this is a squirrel kind of like paintbrush. It's a squirrel paintbrush. I think I got this from Michael's or Amazon. Some of my art stuff I got from Michael's or Amazon, but mostly Michael's. It's kind of like got squirrel. I want to say like squirrel hair, but it's really soft to the touch. Like this is probably one of the softest brushes. It's even softer than Artist Tower. And this is a Priston brush, and it is called Neptune, and it's 1.5, and it's a square wash. I definitely recommend this brush. It is a good brush. It is good quality, and it is soft. I've used it a few times. When I say I have a lot of brushes, y'all, a lot of brushes. These are how many brushes I got. Okay, I have gouache in here. gouache paint, it looks like this. It's paint that you can use. It's paint basically with gouache paint. You can paint. This a paint you can use and also use to dip water, and you can also use water on top of this as well. So this is a very nice paint. It's actually one of my favorite paints. Gouache is #1 for me, and then I put acrylics. I put acrylics like third, and you're gonna see why in a minute. One paint that I haven't tried that I will show you guys, like they're not big, it's not big, like it's a lot of gouache paints in here, but I was just showing y'all one to like show an example. And the brand of this paint is Royal Lane Nickel. Some of these gouache paints I already had, but I also got some from Ross as well. And speaking of the acrylic, like I said, it was a kit from Ross. I was about to say where I got the acrylic from, but it's a kit from Ross. And I think I've showed y'all these brushes already. But I'm finna show y'all these oil paint. The oil paint came with a small little canvas. I don't know what happened to it. But you guys, these are the oil paints. Basically have white, and they are the same brand. They're Royal Lane Nickel. This is titanium white. This is emerald green. And this is ultramarine blue. And this is scarlet red. This is lemon yellow. Now with oils, well, I tell you, with oil paints, they are permanent. So you have to be really careful with what you're doing, and you have to know what you're doing. So I'd advise you using oils. Have an old t-shirt, or just still have my painted shirt, which reminds me, or have an apron. Yes, I got an apron. I got this from Dollar Tree, and I got it in the color red because I thought it was a really nice color. But yeah, I figured I might as well show it since I'm mentioning it. And close this box and end this chapter for the gouache and oil. Which reminds me of another paint medium I have to introduce y'all to. I got tempera black and white paint. I thought it was black and white like acrylic and gouache, but it's tempera paint. I have not used this paint, so I don't really know what to say about it. But I actually bought this thinking it was acrylic or like gouache because I needed black and white. But yeah, I don't know what that paint is for. Does it tell you what it's for on the back? Not too much really. That's something I'm gonna have to learn. And get back with you guys on the tempera paint. I'm probably gonna do an update video of what I've learned. Of course, masking tape. I've explained what this is for. This is an old paintbrush, but I know it can still be in good use. This is like a brush you kind of use to paint houses, but it's 1.5. But I said I still want to keep it because I'm pretty sure I'm going to use this, which I have used this, like if I'm painting a whole canvas black, or like if I'm painting the sky and I needed the whole thing to be blue. That's what I use this brush for. The big details. Okay. I found one of my glitter brushes. Now can I tell y'all gonna see the evolve process, okay? Okay, now these right here, I love these. And I wanted to try to use glow-in-the-dark paint. And they're like, these are like the colors. They're like neon. But they don't glow in the dark, unfortunately. Because I made the mistake of putting them in the freezer, and I think they got freezer burnt. But I still like to use these for the neon color. Because I still think the color is pretty. And I still think that the paint is good. But I think I freezer burnt them. And the brand of these, what I recommend is, do not put them in the freezer. Because you will freeze or burn them by mistake. Do not put them in there for a long time. They say stir before use, which of course I did. It says store in a cool place and protect them from frost. See, I stored them in a cool place, but I realized they got kind of like frosted on them, and that's why I said they were like freezer burnt. So I would put them in a cool place, but make sure it's not a cool place where they can get freezer burnt, like a freezer, or make sure the refrigerator doesn't have any issues so it won't be freezer burnt, because that's what happened to mine, and that's why mine stopped working. So make sure y'all put them in a cool place, and make sure it's not in the freezer, and make sure that it doesn't have any frost on it so it won't get freezer burnt like mine did, because mine had frost on it and it got freezer burnt. But yeah, and the brand, I got this from Amazon, and the brand is I'm trying to figure out how to pronounce it. Luminous by Individual. This is one of the paints. Okay. And then of course we have two last things. These came with the palette. These basically, like, let's say you put your paint on here. They basically scrape the paint and keep the paint centered. These basically help when you keep your paint here, help keep your paint scraped and centered, so it won't affect with the rest of the paint on the palette. Like if you're dropping multiple things of paint but you don't want to mess it up. And this is also good for mixing. That's what these two are for. They're kind of like the things you use to scrape up the paint, or like when you're mixing like the paint in separate areas on your palette and you don't want to mess up the paint. But that is all except for this. Almost forgot. This is gesso. Liquid gesso. What the liquid gesso does is you put this on your canvas, and it basically preps your canvas for what you're about to paint on your canvas. I would also say that this is kind of like a good substitute for white if you don't have it, because I've used it a few times, but the only thing about it is you may have to use it 2 or 3 times to get that white to come out, because I've used it a few times when I don't have white. So yeah, that's what it is. That's what this is, liquid gesso, because I had to buy it for my my painting class. One thing about art, what you're going to learn is you're going to be learning about a lot of different materials, and sometimes you'll be buying a lot of different materials that you have not heard of, and you'll figure out what at the end of the day material is best for you. Speaking of, I might leave this painting out and then put the drawing back, because I have to put my brushes back. But now that we are done with this, I guess this may be the longest one. Now y'all can say y'all had a tour of my art inventory. Now by now the glue gun should be charged, and we're going to make these cherries. As I said, we might as well just do it here, because we're about to be really done, to be honest. When I'm finished with the setup, check out my my YouTube short. I don't know when it's gonna be posted today, because I'm probably going to be posting all these videos, but it's gonna be posted today or tomorrow, but hopefully today, because I really want to get the short out of how it's gonna look put together with the enclosure. So yeah, Okay, so first, pom-poms. We got these from I got these from Dollar Tree. I'm about to say we. Okay. These are going to be our cherries. And they come in different colors too. I know what I would use the other colors for, but I mostly got it because look at these little red ones. So we're going to take 3 of the little red ones that's in the bag. And we're basically going to be... Oop. We're basically going to be taking these 3. If y'all can see how red they are. And we're basically going to be putting stems on them. So the hot glue gun should be ready. But before we do that, let me just go on ahead and prep these stems up with this floor wire. This is the piece. I don't think we're going to need that much big, so we're going to cut it by like right here. I don't think they need to be that big. Where did it go? Oh, it went to my phone. Okay. So I'm cutting these. Some of them may array in size. I have to say, where did it go? The thing I'm learning with cutting floor wire is it tends to go everywhere. Some of these may be different in size, but naturally cherry stems are not all the same. Okay. I don't know if y'all can see them. They literally landed on my phone. I don't think y'all gonna be able to see them until I glue them, but that's fine. Okay. Okay. So this is the best way I can get y'all to see them. Yeah. It look like little stems. We got the glue gun here, which should be ready by now. It feels hot after explaining this art material. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're basically going to take a stem. We're going to take a stem. Y'all can see it. Move out the way so y'all can see it. And we're going to be putting a little hot glue. A little hot glue. Move the gun around like a circle to keep it in the paste. And then going to be taking the pom-pom and then just sticking it in there. Yeah. That's all we're gonna do. You see? We got ourselves a cherry. Like I said, the cherry process is really gonna be easy. Like I said, I ain't worried about the cherries. And then I know all I have to do is just hot glue it to the swirl it around. Let's just swirl it. The reason why I want to swirl it around is because I realize that helps catch the string. This one's not as straight, but that's okay. I wanted it to hide the glue, not to show it. So it looks hidden. So okay, we're gonna put some pom-pom over it because I don't want it to show. But at the same time I want the glue to work. Okay. Go, got it. You don't want the glue to show on the stem. You want it to kind of look natural. Because our cherries are going to be done, and I'm pretty sure that he's going to be dry. And this video is going to end with me showing y'all on the cherries. And I'm pretty sure I'm going to be uploading the short of how it looks. So stay tuned for the short. I feel like what made this video longer was showing my art inventory, but I've mentioned it a lot in my videos and have not showed you guys the art inventory. Oh, the stem didn't stick. So I was like, you know what? Today's the day. It's baking. It's cooling. This hot glue gun is going to take a minute, so might as well just go with the flow with it, you know. Besides, this is a art and creative channel. And it wouldn't be art if I didn't talk about art. And voila. We have our 3 cherries. We have our 3 cherries with their little stems. Pick one up to show y'all. Ta-da! Okay, the cherries are done. So now it should be cooled by now, but you guys can come with me to help me put my art inventory stuff back. To see exactly how I put my art stuff up. This is my little art nook. I also forgot to show y'all my ruler, but it's basically used for measuring art, and it helps me make straight lines in my art pieces or my artwork. Hold on, guys. I gotta get this water out this cup so I can put the cup back. Oh, I didn't show y'all who's on the front of this. My apologies. Michelangelo. He's on the front of the painting one. And speaking of Teenage Ninja Turtles, did you know that their names are named after Renaissance artists? So to have them actually to have the little storage drawers to have Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles on it made it much more perfect. Didn't know if y'all know that. Just want to throw that out there. So I put my painting stuff on the bottom, and I put my drawing stuff on top. Oop. Hold on. It's this. Because usually it fits in here. And it's this. I usually have to sometimes put these two, even though they're drawing, have to put them on after I put the drawing. Because that usually ends up being the issue. Yeah. So I basically put my art stuff up. I put the painting stuff on the bottom. And then I put the drawing stuff on the top. And on top of there, I put the easel. And everything else. Let's see. Should be drying. Okay. Should be dry by now. It's splitsy. Like he's been in bed rest for a good little few minutes. But he should be up now. He should be very much up now. Okay, let's see. Take the towel off of him. If you cooled off any, he's still kind of hot, but he's not too hot, if that makes sense. It's like he's warm. See, the glitter came back. It's not as shiny as it probably was in the beginning, but the glitter is very much still there. A few bubbles, but it's because I may have thickened it up a little bit too much. But ain't nothing but a bop-a-doo. Yeah, this is splitsy, you guys, after he's dried. He's much more solid. See, listen. Go to ASMR. That's what you want it to sound like once it's finished drying. That's how you know you're done. And it's just satisfying. Like if I feel here, listen. That is the glitter that's on here. Like it's very much smooth but rough at the same time. But you can tell that there are different colors being used by looking at it, because some portions you can see the different colors. And with the glitter, it looks super shiny. And you can see some of the colors, but probably not a lot. Alright, let's see. I don't know if we can get the polymer off his eye. But we can certainly try. I'll try to see if I can get it off real quick. Hold on, because I think I got I hate that it got stuck on his eye. That's my dad's fault. But Yeah. I'm gonna wait till later to try to take it off. But I'll let him cool down just a little bit more. But I'm gonna take him in my room. Still keeping him wrapped up. Meantime. I'm gonna let him cool down a little more. Alright. Alright. I'm gonna let him cool down a little more. I'm gonna see if there's a way to get Mod Podge off of glass eyes while we're sitting here. Because I didn't want to put the cherries in there, being that the oven is on 275, and I didn't know how it was going to affect the cherries because these cherries are cotton. They're not made of clay. So let's see. If there's a way to get it off the eye, that would be great. I hate I got it on the eye. But let's see. See if I can get it off the eye. Let's see. They said add a little liquid or dish soap and scrub with a brush to remove as much as possible. Or use Vaseline. So I'm probably gonna use some Vaseline to get this off a little later. Okay, he's cooling down a lot more now. Hold on, give me 1 second. I have to close the door, so I'm probably gonna use that after. But he seems like he's cooled down enough to me. So what I'm gonna do is I'm going to hot glue these cherries on there while I still can. I'm not really worried about him sitting up because he's going to sit up. Like, he may not know it, but he's gonna sit up. Okay. But here we are. You can see him a little bit. Okay, so I'm just gonna go with the glue gun at the end of this. Swirl it around like I said. And then I'm just gonna put it right here close to me. And then I'm going to put the little cherry on there. May need a little more hot glue at the end so it can really sit, because I want it to kind of like sit. There we go. Trying to remember how did I have them, so I can put the rest of the cherries on there so y'all can see. I guess this is how we go. Hold on. Oops. Move one time from the spot, and this is what happens. Okay, gonna leave them right there. Okay, and then we're going to put the rest of the cherries on there. move it around in circles, like I said. And then we're going to glue the cherries on there. And then we're gonna do the same for this last little cherry. And then see if I can get this. Oop. Uh-oh, hold on. Keeping him up during this video has been really challenging. We've had our share of fails on here, but we made it. We made it. I feel like this song. The stem fell off. Now I gotta glue the stem back in. It be like that sometimes, y'all. Like, but it's better to know now than to know when you're done. You have to do it. Because we all know that feeling like that once we're done, we kind of, you know, we kind of just like in our minds, like we're done with it. We can relax now. Hold on. The stem is not glowing for some reason. I believe it's because I put this on here first and it's affecting it to go through. So yeah, hold on. I guess we can call this technical difficulties. Because we're gonna be done. So I'm trying to see. I can rather take some of this hot glue off the stem and then reglue it. I got an idea. Some glue on the cherry and then put it in there. Okay. 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 And it is done. Look at that. We got the cherries on there. Technical difficulties with one of them, but we made it. Splitsy is done. It took us kind of like 2-3 days, but I feel like really he would have been done in 2 days. Honestly, he would have been done in 2 days. He just, all he had to do is just dry Mod Podge cherries and boom, done. This experience was really fun, but also really interesting at the same time. I'm gonna try to see if I can get some Vaseline and take this Mod Podge off. I'm gonna do a little experiment and see if it's true. We'll be back. Let's see if I can take this Mod Podge off. They say Vaseline, so let's get a little Vaseline. This Vaseline cocoa butter. Q-tips. Swoosh the Vaseline around. I want to try to see if I could take it off. I don't know if it's gonna work, but we shall see if it works. Seems like it's not really doing anything, but maybe it has to sit for a while. But thank you guys for joining me on this journey. I really appreciate it, and I hope you guys enjoyed the video and process of making Splitsy, because Splitsy is finally completed. Sissy's finally here. I cannot wait to release the short on his reveal, as well as see about linking the videos. I thought it was just gonna be one big video, but sometimes things come unplanned, you know. Sometimes they do. It kind of feels like I'm a vet a little bit right now. I'm not gonna lie, putting Vaseline on this eye, kind of cute. They said, scrape off any excess Mod Podge that you can. Work in the Vaseline into the stain, and then remove that with dishwashing liquid. So I'm gonna have to move that. So I'm gonna have to remove it with dishwashing liquid. Okay, you guys. Well, while I see if I can clean this up a little bit, I will be seeing you guys later in the next video. Cannot wait to see how the community poll is gonna be with the guesses meanwhile, and I cannot wait to see you guys on another video, and I cannot I cannot wait to release the YouTube short of this, because I've been into YouTube, doing YouTube shorts for a good while now. When I say a good while now, Now first seems like it's removing the excess to me, so this might work, but we will see. I probably am gonna go over this with clear nail polish, but we will see how this goes. Till next time, YouTubers. I will see you guys later. You guys, let me know if y'all want another art tour as well as an update. When I use these art supplies, and I'm thinking about doing like some art vlogs of me drawing or redoing different drawings. So that may be something interesting to look forward to. But I will see you YouTubers later. Bye, y'all. Bye, guys. Take care, and thanks for tuning in. Even though this video was an hour or something long, I really appreciate it. And y'all have a good day, and be safe, and stay creative and stay inspired.